When you hear the word courage, what comes to mind? Soldiers in battle, firefighters running into burning buildings. Those are big acts of bravery. But courage shows up in everyday life too. Speaking up when you're afraid, starting something new when you might fail, telling the truth when it's easier to lie. Courage is in the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of fear. Psychology explains courage as the ability to act even when there's risk or discomfort. Fear is normal. Everyone feels it. Courage is choosing not to be ruled by it. Researchers call it approach behavior. Instead of avoiding the threat, you face it head on. Courageous people don't have less fear than others. They just have a different relationship with it. Neurology shows us what's happening in the brain. When you face fear, the amygdala lights up. That's the alarm system triggering fight, flight, or freeze. Most people freeze or run. But courage happens when the prefrontal cortex, the brain's decision-making center, steps in and says, yes, I feel fear, but I choose to act anyway. Over time, every courageous act strengthens this connection, training your brain to stay calm under stress. Courage literally rewires your neural pathways. Behaviorism explains how courage becomes a habit. Every time you act courageously, giving a speech, standing up for yourself, trying something new, you get rewarded afterward. Sometimes the reward is external, like respect or applause. Other times it's internal, pride, relief, growth. Those rewards reinforce the behavior, making you more likely to be courageous again. On the flip side, every time you avoid fear, your brain learns avoidance equals safety, and that reinforces timidity. Courage is built the same way as fear, through repetition. Let's make this real with examples. In school, raising your hand when you're not sure of the answer is courage. At work, pitching an idea even if it might get rejected is courage. In life, admitting you were wrong, apologizing, or asking for help, all acts of courage. So how does courage make others feel? Inspired. When you see someone face their fear, it sparks something inside you. Courage is contagious. And how does it make you feel? Free. Because once you act in spite of fear, you realize fear doesn't control you anymore. That's why courageous people radiate strength. Not because they're fearless, but because they've proven to themselves that fear is not the end of the story. Why aren't people more courageous? Because fear feels real. Your brain confuses emotional risk with physical danger. Public speaking won't kill you, but the amygdala reacts like it might, and most people don't train themselves to override that system. Comfort becomes addictive, and courage feels too costly. Here's the difference. A life without courage feels safe, but small. A life with courage feels risky, but full of possibility. So how do you build courage? 1, start small. Take little risks daily. Say hello to a stranger, share your opinion, push outside your comfort zone. 2, reframe fear. Instead of fear means stop. Train yourself to see fear as fear means grow. 3rd, reward bravery. After every courageous act, pause and celebrate. Reinforce the behavior. 4, repeat. Courage isn't one big act. It's a muscle you build through daily choices. Here's the big takeaway. Courage is psychology teaching us to face fear, neurology showing us how the brain balances emotion and logic, and behaviorism proving that bravery grows stronger with repetition. Courage isn't something rare, it's something trainable. So the next time fear shows up, don't wait for it to disappear. Take a breath, feel the fear, and move anyway, because that's where growth lives. If this gave you a new perspective on what courage really means, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a push today. Because the truth is, courage doesn't just change moments, it changes lives.